So what I want to do here before we enter the market later today is just going back to yesterday. My baby's finally asleep, so I can say something without being interrupted. So hold on, I'm gonna put that there. And I want to go back to yesterday in our trading hours. The market opened here. Trades 230, yes, that's there. So 230, and I kind of start looking for a trade around this time here. So that's choppy enough, that's horizontal market. I wouldn't do anything in there. But then what it did is, you see that it made a lower low, lower here, and it went back up. So I would have put, even though this is kind of horizontal, but this is given a kind of another signal, it's coming lower than this one. So yeah, I would have taken a trade when it ran back up here. I would have had my sell here, and then this one came higher, so I would have put my sell here then, and this candle would have picked me up. It slammed down, and I would have had a 1-to-1. 1-to-1. So actually I can draw that. Drawing tools, risk reward. So I would have taken from this to this a ratio of 1. Yeah, so my target would have been, I always take it a tiny bit shorter. So here, target would have been here, stop loss would have been here. So eventually this candle would have taken our first target, and then I would have moved my stop loss here, this level. And what you see then is it slammed back, and I would have had my second target in a 2-to-1 ratio. So this candle here would have picked a second target. So we're looking at, what kind of trade would this be, like $500? Yeah, so here's to here's like $500, and that would have worked. So for some weird reason I traded gold yesterday, which is not my usual market, but I saw a trade, a setting, I saw a, what you call it now, the setup was there and I took it. But I want to stay from now on, I want to stay to the market M2K, which is just basically the RTY but smaller, or the RTY itself, doesn't matter, it just depends how big the candles are. So we would have had a beautiful day yesterday. If I would have stick to my usual market, we would have had about $500, and I would have called it a day, because the target is about 200 a day, 800 a week, and then we would have a payout in the same month. So that's that. But if you want to continue looking further, what would have come up then? This one, but it closed above it, so this is not valid. I would not have done anything here. This is actually, I would not touch that because we're going against the SMA. So again here I wouldn't do anything. But then what is getting interesting here is that we're crossing it and we have a new higher high, and then it's rolling back into our EMA and the SMA. That's very interesting. The only problem I have here is that this is a very big candle, and so your buy should be here, stop loss should be here. For me, that's way too big of a risk. It's asking for way too much of a stretch. So risk reward, I probably would not have taken it, even though it would have paid off actually 1-to-1. So I think just about, or just not. Hold on a second. Would it have paid off to here, and then, and paying off, I mean just your 1-to-1. Like the ultimate aim is always a 2-to-1, but I want to take my first target 1-to-1, because if it rolls back, at least I've gained something. Oh no, look, so I always go a bit closer here, so just not, it would have just not taken me. My stop would be here already, so this would have been a break even. Look, at least you don't lose anything, so that's grand. This is lower than this, so that's not an, I don't want to do, I have nothing to, I don't want to have anything to do with that. No, nothing to do with that. Nice thing here, even though it's a bit early in the market, but look what a beautiful reaction it has made. It's the first time that we are north of our SMA. Let's see, when were we there? So this is 220, and this is, so it's more than an hour ago, so this would be valid. So when you see that you're actually in a nice straight line, you're going into the SMA, so your buy would be on top of this, stop loss would be here, and I would like to have this rolling all the way to the overnight open, and that is, yeah, that's just a beautiful trade. I don't take it myself because I'm sticking to one strategy only, but this is a strategy that you can trade, and look what a beautiful risk reward. So then what's happening is we're coming back, but we're not going in there. So what have we seen so far? Actually, one valid trade. This is a valid trade as well, but a very big candle, but look, it is a valid trade, so that would have been 2 in this session. And then the SMA, if that's something you like to do, that would have been 3 beautiful trades. We're not stopped, oh yeah, we would have been stopped out here, so we would have had 1 winner, 1 break even, and 1 beautiful 2 to 1, 3 to 1. Then I would really call it a day, because I wouldn't take anything here. It's not touching the line, anything. It's rolling back, nothing. It's touching, testing the SMA again, and it's in a beautiful straight line, even though this went up too quick, so I wouldn't take that, and it's too close to the EMA, so no, nothing here. What you see then is, even though this is getting very late, I try not to trade after 4, because it's slowing down then. But if you do look, we're creating a new higher high here. It's higher than this, and then there's a beautiful beautiful pullback here in our EMA, but this is closing under it, so again, no, I wouldn't take that. So that would have been it. It would have been gorgeous, but what you can see from my video yesterday is that I traded gold, and I have been stopped out twice, and I had 1 break even, so that wasn't great, and it was the first video that I've put up with the Irish Trading Academy. But you know, I want to share the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it wouldn't be fair to start off with a winner trade video. Like, if that is the first trade, the first session that I'm filming, it just has to be accurate, and it's a trader's life as well. I think it represents the frustrations of trading, that you will have losing trades. It's just inevitable, it's part of it. But as long as you have it very well back tested, just test your strategy between 50 and 100 trades. That's what I've done. It works beautifully usually, and if you have your tight stops, don't give it too much wiggle room, and have at least a 1 to 1, and preferably a 2 to 1, then everything will be fine. So I'm gonna pause this video. It's only 1:30 and the market opens in an hour, and then I'm gonna see if there is anything valid coming up. So I was too late here to film it, and it's pre-market as well, so I only take this in sim. My real trades, or in my paid account, I would only do that from the afternoon, 2:45 ish. But I just couldn't let this one go, and I have to show it to you because the pre-market works as well. Like, you see, this is a beautiful lower low, and then it runs straight into our EMA. And then you had this little candle that was still in the EMA, and I just couldn't let that go. I put a sell here just underneath that, and the stop loss, you see, like, you barely take any risk. And then a 1 to 1, 2 to 1 was about here, and he's still going. So straight away he took the 2 targets, he straight away took the first target, the stop loss came to the break even, slammed down, took the second target, and it looks like it's gonna take a beautiful run down. So yeah, I should do something about that second target. Either keep following it or just leave it, but you're leaving so much money on the table. So this is the MNQ, so it's only 1/10 value of the normal contract, so that was $96 made on this trade in a sim account, only 6 contracts. So it all depends on how big your eval is. I only have 25k PAs, so I wouldn't take much more risk than that. I prefer the smaller risk trades and then accumulate it over time. So that's $96, but look, if you have 5 PAs and you copy trade it, well, that's about $500 then, with barely any risk. Look how small your risk was. Look, everything that follows after that is just beautiful. So look, the pre-market works as well. I just wanted to show that, and then I'll be back after the market has opened. So I've taken a sim trade here at, what's this candle here, 235. I've taken it in sim because the real trading I only start at about 15 minutes after the market opens, because it can get too messy and a bit too unpredictable, and I only want to do A+ setups. But I took this one here because we had a beautiful higher high and then a straight line into the SMA, but also the EMA. So everything was showing here that it just wanted to go long. So look here, I put my entry here, my stop loss was here, and it went up and it took my first target. Stop loss went to break even, and then I sold the next target. It didn't get the 2-to-1, but I did move the stop loss higher, I think here, and then it knocked me out. Yeah, it knocked me out here. So the second target, I got a bit of profit there as well. And I hear my baby's waking up, so I'll be right back. Yeah, so I have my baby here with me. I'm gonna try and get something said without my little Saoirse saying too much in between it. But as you can see here, I did a sim trade, another one, when he came back here. And I would 100% only do it in sim just to see what happens, because this candle here didn't pierce, didn't make a higher high from the left. So actually this was already kind of an indication that the market would turn. So I would never take that in real life, it was just sim. I did a buy here, stop loss here, and as you can see I was right, because he only goes up a little bit and then shmang, he's going all the way down. So the only thing now that we can do is just hoping that it will blow up completely to the north side, but it depends if the SMA is gonna hold. So I'll have to wait for new setup. If something comes up, I'll come back to you. So here I am not. I have to see now what this is going to do. That was actually lower than this one. Yeah. I would love it if this candle stays very small. Yes, Saoirse, if this candle stays very small, and then I'm gonna be very conservative with my stop loss, because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. What? It. So trying to trade and having your baby next to you is fab. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna put my sound off and I'll just take the trade. Yeah, I canceled this one. It might still work, but I canceled it because this one was lower than this one, and I don't trust that, so I don't want to take the risk. I'm gonna let this one pass by. But this one then is a beautiful setup because it had a full reset. It made a new higher high. It came back, so this is one that I would like to take. Gonna do this. Gonna put my sound off because my baby is asking a lot of attention. I'm canceling this one because I've been keeping an eye on the Nasdaq as well, and in the Nasdaq he hasn't made a higher high, so it looks more like it's gonna roll over there. So I'm gonna leave this one go. This candle is acting very weird. Yeah, there must be news because when you look at MNQ, like there's only news normally 3-star news in 30 minutes, but this is acting crazy. So look, I'm staying out of that. I'm probably gonna wait as well until the news is over. If something sets up, I'll look, and otherwise it will be nothing for today. Okay, so
order submitted.
Taking this one because we have a beautiful higher high, came down. I just have to be a tiny bit mindful because in the Nasdaq there is the overnight open a tiny bit in the way. So that's gonna be interesting. We'll see. Hopefully he'll stay there for a little while so I can get in here. It will be better. That's a big candle, alright. Yeah, no.
Order cancel.
No. Yeah. I think that's about it for today. So there were beautiful trades just when the market opens, but I don't like to be in that one. From kind of 2:45 is where I like to go in. Just nothing has set up. And then there was news here. And there is news coming again, so that's it, lads. That's it. Maybe after the news